Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Carolina Chavez and I am broadcasting live from Miami. Today is August the 12th of 2020. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you some examples that I think are very interesting of mask designs, okay? Remember, we always speak about sustainable, responsible fashion. So um, one thing that we, of course, didn't have into consideration was the pollution that disposable face masks and all this medical material are causing. First, because we dispose of them wrongly, right? And then because of the mass production and mass use of all of this material. Um, it is said that sales of disposable masks are set to rise more than 200-fold worldwide this year, making it 166 billion, okay, according to the United Nations trade article, citing consultancy Grand View Research. Already, some 8 million tons of plastic enter our oceans every day, adding to the estimated 150 million tons already circulating in marine environments. So, a research from the University College of London says they estimate that in the UK alone, every person used a single-use face mask per day for a year. This would create an additional 66,000 tons of contaminated waste and 57,000 tons of plastic packaging. So it's not only the masks that we are disposing of, but whatever they are wrapped on. So I found this initiative that is extremely interesting. This is from the Philippines. So these masks are made from banana tree species. It's like a sister of the banana as we know it, this tree. And the intention is to cut plastic use to use these masks. This is not new. The use of this fiber is not new in the Philippines. It already it's already been recorded that it has made millions and millions of dollars, in years before. But right now, with the environmental aspect in mind, many countries like China and Vietnam are buying this material from the Philippines for the use for the to do these masks. No? A preliminary study by the Philippine Department of Science and Technology showed abaca paper, this is the fiber, to be more water resistant than a commercial N95 mask and to have pores sizes that are within the United States Center for Disease Control and Prevention's recommended range to filter hazardous particles. So the Philippines is the world's largest producer. As I said, this is not new. This is not something that they just came up with, okay? They supply 85% of the fiber they supplied in 2017, according to the latest data from the United States Food and Agriculture Organization. The global production of this fiber, this material, is projected to be worth $100 million this year. So, as I said, this is not new, and this is a great alternative for material that comes from nature instead of plastic. This makes it reusable to begin with, which is already a huge step into the waste problem that we are facing now with all these masks. Another option that I found, this is a specific store, it's called Lolo Mercadito, but I'm pretty sure, especially us Latinos, that we've seen this plenty, okay? They sell the masks from different regions in Mexico, like Chiapas, Guerrero, Hidalgo, Oaxaca, Puebla, San Cristobal, Tlaxcala, etc. But the special thing about these masks is that, or their products in general, but we're talking about masks, is that they're handmade. This specific company takes very much into consideration the fair trade, which is taking care of their employees or the indigenous people that are doing this. They don't ask for discounts. they don't mass produce, right? So this is a way to respect their work, their rhythm, and giving them what they are actually asking for their work, which is usually very little. No, they are very marginalized, and they, for the amount of time and effort they put into their work, we really pay cents. So asking for discounts, it's even a bigger insult. But the interesting part of this, and this can translate into many other aspects and to many other initiatives, let's say, is that indigenous people do this. They work with their hands to do this. So the message, I guess, is to find locals that are doing this. I've seen many moms, many people that lost their jobs, that now they're making masks. So let's try to buy from them when we need, instead of buying from suppliers that we don't even know where the masks are being done. And also, one aspect that could save a lot of waste is to ask for the people that is selling the masks to us that they do not wrap them in plastic, because if we all do this, it's going to save crazy amounts of waste. Another example, another type of masks that I found that I really, really love. A few weeks ago, I interviewed Somer Romero, and she has this whole concept of, she calls her concept Guyanata, which is like an astronaut, but on Earth. Gaia is the Earth. So everything that she does is based on, she works with the Mazawa indigenous people in Mexico. And she takes very good care of them. She tries to help in every possible way she can. She has, she brings yoga to them. She brought food when all of this pandemic hit them hard. She has this concept of zero waste. So all these masks are done from fabric that's not going to be used in something else. But the most important thing and the most interesting thing is that she came with the idea to put fresh herbs, inside of 2 layers of the mask. So while you're wearing your mask, you are also doing aromatherapy. So who doesn't need right now some relaxation, right? And some balance in our bodies and our minds. So I thought that, I think this is fabulous. A really, really good idea. Another great example is Silvia Calvo's masks. I interviewed her also a few weeks ago. She's from Barcelona, Spain. And she works with coffee sacks to do her art, because it's really pieces of art what she does. And she came up with these masks that are made from organic cotton, certified organic cotton. They are skin friendly, of course. We need to think about this, okay? Somer Romero says, well, it's not the same to be breathing in plastic than to be breathing in natural fibers and, smelling nature, in your mask. So this is also something that we need to consider. But Silvia Calvo's masks, they're hand painted, and you can read on the masks, tell me something. And he said, and then there's an equation, the Dirac Equation, which the Dirac Equation is the most beautiful in science, because it talks about having a universe between you and me. That's, it would be complicated to understand it if we're not into science, right? But the way it's described for the layman is this way. We can have a universe between us, but we will remain united. So in practice, the formula defines that if 2 systems interact with each other for a certain period of time and then separate, we can describe them as 2 different systems, but in a subtle way, they become one single system. So she's using fashion as a vehicle to bring science closer to our daily lives and express our feelings. Her work is really beautiful. It's all handmade, hand painted. It's really, really beautiful. So I'll show you at the end of the broadcast some examples so you can see how the masks, these specific masks that I'm talking about, how they look like. And my last example is a mask made in Canada, and the idea of this mask, which is of medical use, is to be sourced and produced completely in Canada, and also the goal is to make it the first fully compostable and biodegradable medical mask. So researchers in the Bioproduct Institute at the University of British Columbia have stepped up to the challenge, designing this mask that would be probably the first done and produced and sourced and everything in Canada. So as you see, there's in all of these examples, there's an element of humanity. It's not only buying masks because we are required to buy masks. I found many examples in this research that I did where the companies donate money to certain organizations like elephants, the certain organizations taking care of elephants or other animals, organizations that donate to indigenous people, homeless, that support, families that, I'm sorry, that lost jobs. Anyways, there's so many options out there for us to do the consumption, because we need to, it's required and it's suggested, and it's different depending on who you ask, but in general we do need to use these masks, but we can do it with a purpose. We can do it thinking of the environment, we can do it thinking on our skin, and we can do it thinking also on the people that are producing the masks. Also, one thing that we could do is find local. ST or Etsy, I always forget. This is a great source because they ship globally. So if you don't find somebody that's close to you that can provide these masks to you, you can find them on Etsy, but locally. So that saves a lot of carbon dioxide through shipping and all those things. So I want to show you some of the masks. These are the masks that are done with the fiber from the banana, the sister of the banana tree. Reusable. These, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of these designs, are beautiful. This is probably only one region in Mexico, but they're handmade, and you can find many, many designs. These masks from Guyanata, Somer Romero, are the ones that have aromatherapy, zero waste. Silvia Calvo, the most beautiful equation, tell me something nice, and he said, this is the equation of unity. And these are the biodegradable and compostable masks from Canada. So you see, there's plenty of options for all of us. So search it up. We need to use our masks. There's plenty of things we can do, pro environment, pro people, pro our own bodies and faces. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Thank you. Take care.